Hello and welcome to another episode of Cara's Fast Natural English podcast. So, I don't know why this is a thing in Glasgow especially, but people love giving nicknames to places, official places, monuments, etc. So these nicknames, they're not the official names, they are just made up names. So today I'm going to talk about 5 different nicknames that are used in Glasgow for official things. So I thought we could turn this into kind of a game. So the nicknames that we're going to talk about today are Squinty Bridge, Las Vegas, the Clockwork Orange, the Death Star, and the Armadillo. So before you start listening to the episode, I want you to decide which of these 5 places correspond to these official places or things. So which one do you think is a place where there are lots of weddings? Which one do you think is a public transport system? Which one do you think is a way to get across the River Clyde, which is the river that runs through Glasgow? Which one is a place to see concerts? And which one is a hospital? So take a minute, maybe pause the podcast, that would be logical, and just decide which one you think goes with which. I think 1 or 2 of them are probably pretty obvious, the others not so much. Okay, so let's start off with Squinty Bridge. So squinty is a Scots word that means that something is curved or bent. So Squinty Bridge is the nickname, the unofficial name for the Clyde Arc, which is this curved bridge that crosses the River Clyde. And locals nicknamed it Squinty Bridge. Why not? It's squinty. Right, Las Vegas. So not too far from Glasgow, you have the very beautiful Loch Lomond, which is a lake with mountains around it. It's a very nice setting, and in summer especially, because obviously year-round weather is not that good in Scotland, lots of people go to Loch Lomond to get married. I went to a wedding there last year, and there's a village on the loch which is called Luss, and one of my uncles is a vicar, and he was saying the joke among the vicars, I guess, is that they nicknamed the village Las Vegas, a bit like Las Vegas, because there are so many weddings there, ha ha ha. In Glasgow there is a subway system, an underground system. So Glasgow is the only city outside London in the UK that has this type of system. And the Glasgow Subway system has the nickname the Clockwork Orange, like the film. Not for any sort of disturbing reason, it's just because all the subway cars are bright orange. I think that's the only reason. And the subway line in Glasgow, it's very easy. It's just a loop. So if you get on it and you make a mistake, you can just stay on it and it will just loop round. Right, the Death Star. Now it sounds a bit grim, a bit negative. I don't know. The Death Star is actually the nickname of the South Glasgow University Hospital. I know that sounds really bad, but it's called the Death Star because if you've seen Star Wars, you will know about this huge thing called the Death Star, and basically that's why the nickname was chosen for this hospital, because in fact this hospital is gigantic and it's in a kind of star shape, and it's true that when you go past it, even you can see it from like really far away. It's so big and so imposing, a bit like the Death Star in Star Wars. Okay, and the armadillo. So if you don't know what an armadillo is, I'll put a picture somewhere, but it's this animal with a kind of, it looks like a shell on its back, and the armadillo is the nickname for the Clyde Auditorium, which is a concert venue, which looks a little bit like the Sydney Opera House, in fact, but it's like the Glasgow version, and people think that this building looks like an armadillo because of this kind of shell shape, so that's how it got its nickname. So now if you hear Glaswegian people talking about Clockwork Orange or the Death Star, you'll know that they're not talking about films, they're talking about actual places in their city. So there you go, fascinating bit of Scottish insight. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Don't forget to leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher, and don't forget to join the Leo listening list if you want the full transcript of every new episode. See you next time. Bye!